Welcome to Motor Verdict Meter. Today, we're diving into one of the hottest luxury SUVs on the market right now, the 2026 Lexus TX. This big three-row has been making waves ever since it launched, and for good reason. But here's the real question. Has Lexus actually built the best family luxury SUV money can buy, or are you better off with a rival like the Acura MDX, BMW X7, or even Lexus's own LX? Stick around, because we're about to put this SUV under the spotlight, inside and out, and I promise you'll know if the TX belongs in your driveway. Let's kick things off where it really matters under the hood. Lexus offers three different powertrains for 2026, giving buyers some flexibility. The standard setup is a 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder pumping out 275 horsepower, paired with an 8-speed automatic. It's no rocket ship, but it's smooth enough for everyday family life. With all-wheel drive, you're looking at around 23 miles per gallon combined, not bad at all for a three-row of this size. Starting price, about $57,000. That makes it pretty competitive when you line it up against Acura's MDX or the Infiniti QX60. Of course, we'll take this thing out on the road later for a proper test, but first, let's shut the hood and take a look at the design. Walking up to the Lexus TX, you'll notice it doesn't just copy-paste the look of the RX or GX. Instead, it uses Lexus's new unified spindle grille design. Unlike the massive blacked-out grilles of the past, this one blends body-colored panels into the front fascia, giving it a fresh, modern vibe. If you go for the F Sport trim, you'll get more aggressive styling down low, while the luxury trim, like the one I'm showing you today, keeps it sleek and elegant. The headlights are worth a closer look. Instead of Lexus's fancier triple-beam setup, the TX gets projector LED headlights paired with a huge daytime running light bar, fog lamps, and even cornering lights for better nighttime visibility. Out back, you get Lexus's signature full-width LED tail light bar, super sharp and definitely premium. And yes, every light back there, brake, turn signals, reverse, is LED. Wheels start at 20 inches, but luxury trim buyers can step up to handsome 22-inch alloys. I've got to say, these multi-spoke gray wheels really elevate the look. The TX rides on a long 203-inch body, making it Lexus's biggest SUV in terms of interior space, even though it's not the most expensive. Safety-wise, every TX comes loaded with Lexus Safety System Plus features like automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise. There's also optional traffic jam assist, which is great if you spend a lot of time in stop-and-go driving. Now, let's jump inside because the cabin is where families are going to spend all their time. First impressions: modern, upscale, and roomy. On luxury trims, you're treated to semi-aniline leather seats, one of the softest leathers in the industry. They're buttery smooth with contrast stitching, perforation, and even suede side accents. You also get upgraded adjustability like power thigh extension and four-way lumbar. Massaging seats would have been a killer feature, especially since the Acura MDX offers it, but Lexus doesn't include that here. Still, the comfort is top-notch. Material quality is strong. The doors and dash are padded in leatherette and suede, with silver accents and wood trim sprinkled around. Everything you touch feels premium enough for the price bracket, though I'll admit some rivals like BMW do it a touch better. Fire up the SUV, and you're greeted by a fully digital 12.3-inch gauge cluster, standard on every TX. It's reconfigurable with multiple layouts, plus you get a head-up display and touch-sensitive steering wheel controls that pop up on the screen when you use them. The steering wheel itself is leather-wrapped, heated, and fully power-adjustable. One of the TX's biggest selling points is storage space. Lexus designed the cabin to be practical, and it shows. The center console is massive, big enough to fit over 20 donuts in our test, which blows away most competitors. You've also got removable cup holders, a wireless charging pad with hidden storage beneath, and more cubbies scattered throughout. Tech lovers will appreciate the 14-inch infotainment screen, which comes standard. It runs wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, with built-in navigation available. Climate control is neatly integrated into the lower part of the screen, and you still get real knobs for temperature adjustments. Heated seats are standard. Ventilated seats are included on most trims, and luxury models even add heated and cooled rear seats, something Acura doesn't offer. The audio system is another highlight. A 21-speaker Mark Levinson sound system that fills the cabin beautifully. Up top, every TX gets an auto-dimming rearview mirror, with the option to swap it for a digital rearview camera mirror. And if you're looking at the top trims, you'll enjoy a panoramic sunroof that finally comes standard on the plug-in hybrid variant. But what about passenger space? This is where the TX flexes hardest. Second-row passengers get 40 inches of legroom and nearly 39 inches of headroom. That's more than most rivals, and with sliding reclining seats plus available captain's chairs, you can configure it for 6 or 7 passengers. Families will appreciate the built-in sunshades, tri-zone climate, and multiple USB ports. The third row is the real surprise. With 33.5 inches of legroom, it's adult-friendly, way better than the cramped third row in the Acura MDX. You sit higher off the floor too, so your knees aren't in your chest. Cup holders, USB ports, and recline functionality make it one of the best third rows in the luxury SUV class. Cargo space is equally impressive. 20 cubic feet behind the third row, 57 with it folded, and nearly 97 cubic feet max. That's more than the Acura MDX, more than the RX, and even more than the Lexus LX. Plus, the third row folds flat at the touch of a button. Now let's hit the road. The TX 350's 2.4L turbo engine pushes it to 60 mph in around 8 seconds. Not blistering, but fine for a big SUV. If you want more punch, the TX 500h Hybrid bumps power to 366 HP, and the TX 550h Plus plug-in hybrid cranks out 404 HP while giving you 33 miles of all-electric driving. That's a huge advantage over German rivals, who don't offer hybrid 3 rows at this level. Ride comfort is excellent. The suspension soaks up bumps nicely, even on the big 22-inch wheels. Road noise is minimal too. In fact, our test registered just 51.7 decibels at highway speeds, making it one of the quietest SUVs in the segment. If you choose an F Sport trim, you'll get sportier suspension and rear-wheel steering for sharper handling, but this luxury trim is all about buttery smooth comfort. Fuel economy is solid for a vehicle of this size. 23 mpg combined for the TX 350, 27 for the 500h Hybrid, and about 29 once the plug-in's battery runs out. Again, that's a big advantage if efficiency is high on your list. Pricing is competitive. The lineup starts at $57,000, with this fully loaded luxury model topping out around $73,500 as tested. Considering the space, features, and resale value, that's a strong proposition. Speaking of resale, Lexus SUVs hold value extremely well, far better than BMW or Mercedes. After 5 years, you can expect the TX to keep over 50% of its value, which is excellent in this class. Reliability is another Lexus strong point, regularly ranking above all German brands. So what's the verdict? The 2026 Lexus TX might not have the most glamorous interior in its class, but it absolutely nails practicality, comfort, and value. It's bigger than the MDX, more efficient than the X7, and cheaper than the LX while still giving you loads of space. For families who want luxury without compromise, the TX is hard to beat. And that's going to wrap up today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this review or found it helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to Motor Verdict Meter, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest reviews. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Would you take the TX over the MDX or the German competition? We'd love to hear your take. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.